Hey guys, this is Matt Brunet, and welcome to Movie News Weekly, hosted by FilmBook. Now, before we begin, let's take a look at what we got in this week's news, which includes a Labor Day filled with empty seats, an update on the most anticipated title, Remembering Willy Wonka, the next big Batman villain, who will hold the last flag flying, Hathaway will become Mullen, would the director play again, Peter Rabbit's going down under, this year's Governor Award winners, and Daniel Radcliffe and the Cursed Role. So with that said, let's get things started. During Labor Day weekend, people are getting ready to get back to school, but not back in theaters though. Don't Breathe is still at number 1 at the box office during the weekend by only making less than $16 million. The only other movie that was able to hit the 8-digit mark was Suicide Squad, as it landed in second place with $10 million. Meanwhile, right out of the blue, Pete's Dragon made a giant boost from 6th all the way up to 3rd with $6.5 million, while Kubo and the Two Strings stays extremely close behind in 4th. As for the new movie this week, The Light Between Oceans, since it was only released in about 1,500 theaters, it can only get up to 6 with less than $5 million behind Sausage Party, which almost got $5.5 million. For those of you curious about the subject, here's your answer for now. In an episode of My Dad Wrote a Porno, Daisy Ridley discussed about what she knows about the title of Star Wars Episode 8. She avoided the question by saying, "I heard a title and I'm not sure if it's going to be that. I really don't know much about anything. I have heard it, but I heard it a long time ago before we started filming. So I feel like some things we have tweaked slightly during production, but it's going to be a while before it's released, I'd imagine." The 8th installment of cinema's biggest franchise is set to be released in theaters on December 15th, 2017. Don't forget what happened to the man who suddenly got everything he wanted. He lived happily ever after. Actor Gene Wilder has passed away at the age of 83 due to complications from Alzheimer's disease. His nephew Jordan Walker Perlman revealed the reason why he ultimately decided to let go is so that he wouldn't want the kids and adults who grew up with his films to worry about him and the disease instead of smiling. Wilder was renowned for taking comedic acting into a whole new level. He is known to star in many of Mel Brooks' most beloved films, including Blazing Saddles, The Producers, and Young Frankenstein. However, most people will forever remember him as the legendary chocolatier who hosts the kids with the golden ticket in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. He is also a 2-time Oscar-nominated man for his role as Leo Bloom in The Producers and for Best Original Writing with Mel Brooks for Young Frankenstein. He will absolutely be missed. Batman's next foe has been officially revealed. On Twitter, Ben Affleck revealed a video of Deathstroke walking towards the camera. Sources confirmed that it is an indication that the villain will be the main antagonist for the standalone Batman movie that Affleck will both star and direct. Rumors began to fly about this news when Deathstroke was announced that he will not be appearing in the series Arrow. Show creator Mark Guggenheim stated, "The character of Slade Wilson is currently tied up with another DC project. Walter is most likely." Big names are going to be working with this director. Richard Linklater will be bringing in Bryan Cranston, Lawrence Fishburne, and Steve Carell as the stars of his next movie, Last Flag Flying, based on the 2005 novel by Darryl Pontoksand. The movie will be a sequel to the 1973 film The Last Denial, which starred Jack Nicholson, Otis Young, and Randy Quaid. This was a project that Linklater wanted to do for an entire decade, and now there is a chance that Amazon would consider being both the financier and the distributor. What started as an actress's crazy journey through life is now becoming a movie. Anne Hathaway will be both starring and producing the film adaptation of Live Fast, Die Hot. The New York Times bestseller tells the story of actress Jenny Mollen and her journey with motherhood while traveling to Morocco and Peru. The book was recently published back in June, and Mollen is on board to be the executive producer of the film. Some of Mollen's credits include Crazy Stupid Love and the TV series Angel, while Hathaway's next big movie will be as one of the all-star leads in Ocean's 8. Well, in the end, he did like it, right? When talking with Thrillist, director Duncan Jones stated that he would like to be involved if a sequel to Warcraft would happen. Jones stated, "If there was an opportunity for us to make another film in the Warcraft universe, I really feel like we did the hard work in the first movie as far as setting the table. I would love to capitalize on 3.5 years of hard work and be able to have some fun in that world now that I've done the hard work. So who knows, maybe I'm just being a masochist." Jones also stated that he is both proud and mad with the final result, that he did put his heart into it, but agreed with the critics on how the pacing didn't work. They want to let people know that this is Australia's movie. Sony's live-action animation hybrid of Peter Rabbit has been announced that it will be filmed in Sydney, Australia. The movie will be in association with the regional government, as it will partially be funded by the Made in New South Wales Fund with $20 million. Troy Grant, the Deputy Premier and Minister for the Arts in New South Wales, stated, "This production, secured for New South Wales through the government's new $20 million Made in New South Wales Fund, will create jobs for 55 local actors and more than 600 crew members, and will showcase our state to the world." The movie was previously reported to have James Corden and Rose Byrne to be the stars, while Animalogic will be providing the animation of the film. Production of the live-action parts will begin on January 2017. And here is an early taste of the award season. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has announced their 4 recipients to this year's Governors Awards as chosen by the Board of Governors. These include casting directors Lynn Stallmaster, film editor Ann V. Coates, documentarian Frederick Wiseman, and actor Jackie Chan. What will be different this year, however, is that the Academy had decided to skip both the Irving Thalberg and the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award. The winners will receive their Governor Awards during a special event on November 12th. Why would they want to stop after Fantastic Beasts? Warner Bros. Is now thinking of the possibility of turning the stage play Harry Potter and the Cursed Child into not just a movie, but an entire trilogy. The only obstacle that is in their way, however, is trying to bring back Daniel Radcliffe as his iconic role, which he stated that he would like to distance himself from the part. Sources explain that Daniel had that job for over a decade with huge success and critical acclaim. But since then, he has really established himself as a very strong actor with films like The Woman in Black and his Broadway works. He doesn't need to go back for money or to reboot his career, so he will need some persuading. Warner Bros. Is hoping to get the trilogy out as soon as 2020. And that's all I've got for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to head on down to film-book.com for all the latest movie and TV news, along with their columns on the box office and their theatrical release schedule. Also, you can follow them on whatever social media you'd like. And while you're at it, you can follow me on my YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter if you're more into stuff like animation, Disney, and my weird sense of humor. If you are watching this on YouTube, then hit that like button and come subscribe to us, and also leave a little comment on what you think on the news this week. If you were listening to this on a podcast on iTunes or any other podcast service, then don't forget to rate and review what you just heard. Tune in next time for another round of Movie News Weekly, and until next week, see you later, dudes!